We took a Royal Caribbean cruise to Bermuda. Find out about our trip and what makes Bermuda a very underrated island. You're watching All Queer and Outta here, where we talk about our trips and information about them. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe and like button. So we have been on Royal Caribbean many times before, but we decided to take one to Bermuda, and we sailed out of New Jersey. So this is the Bayonne port, which is right outside New York City in Jersey, and us being with Royal Caribbean for quite a while, we are aware of their ships, we're aware how their ships operate, and we've never been to Bermuda before. And so we decided to take a 5-night cruise with our friends to Bermuda, where we spent about 2 nights in Bermuda, since it was the only port visit. And we had a good time. We got on the ship and had our martinis right away because we had the deluxe beverage package. We'll talk more about our cruise adventures and more information about cruises in a later video. But I just wanted to talk about our trip that we took to Bermuda first. This is Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas, which is part of their Freedom class ships. We've been on this class ship before. And one of the great things about sailing out of Bayonne, New Jersey or New York City is that you get to go under the Verrazano Bridge, as you can see here. And you also can see the Statue of Liberty from your cruise port as you're embarking on the cruise. My husband and I had a great time on this cruise with our friends, and it's a lovely cruise ship. I think it's one of the cruise ships that's great for families and first-time cruisers. So if this is your first time cruising, I think this ship and even to Bermuda would be a great place for families to take their first cruise. There's plenty to eat here. There's plenty to do here. There's a lot of food that's complimentary, including a cafe promenade in the main promenade area where you have shops and Sorrento's Pizza and everything. And there's just a lot of attractions on board, including an ice skating rink and mini golf. Our first day in Bermuda was pretty jam-packed. We had a lot going on. We decided to take our own adventure to the Crystal Caves. If you've been to Bermuda, you know about there's one of their biggest attractions is the Crystal Caves. We decided to do our own excursion and not book it through Royal Caribbean. We first went to the visitor center, which is right on the port when you embark, and just know that this visitor center is where you get all of your tokens for transportation. It includes the ferry and the bus. It's only $4.50 a person, and I recommend that you choose this option for all of the destinations. So from the port, we took a ferry boat from the port all the way to the main city, the big city, which is Hamilton. That is the biggest city, and that's where you have access to, I think, is their capital? Not sure. Here's a map. So we took from the Royal Naval Dockyard to Hamilton, and then we went from Hamilton and took a bus to the Crystal Caves. So when we arrived in Hamilton from the ferry port, we just took a quick walk. There are signs that point you to the bus depot. Now you can take the route 1, 3, or 10 to the Crystal Caves, and the bus drivers are very on it, and they will tell you when the stop is. We made it to our Crystal Caves, and the grounds were absolutely beautiful. There were like wild chickens running around, and I would say the Crystal Caves were great. If you don't know about the story, the Crystal Caves were discovered over 100 years ago when 2 boys playing cricket, their ball went into this hole, and as they were trying to retrieve it, they found this underwater, basically watering hole of all these crystals hanging from the ceiling, and that's how the Crystal Caves were discovered. These were formed from rainwater seeping through the limestone in Bermuda and creating these wonderful crystals. And the water you see there is actually seawater. I would say that if you're not really mobile, this is probably not the best excursion, but it is one thing that I would say everyone should go visit when there. Afterwards, we were pretty hungry, so we went to the famous Swizzle Inn, which is right across the street, basically, from the grounds of the Crystal Caves. They're known for their Swizzle cocktail, which is kind of like a rum punch, and their famous fish sandwich, which has a raisin bread, which sounds weird, but it's actually pretty good. Afterwards, we took a swim in the Blue Hole. I did not get much photo access of that, but here's the stock image, and we swam in the Blue Hole, and it was very fun. We went back to the city, explored the city a little bit, and that was our first day. On day 2, Bermuda was a little bit more disappointing. One thing you know about cruise ships is that you're going to run into weather. So day 2 was actually raining a lot, and this was designated for a beach day. We couldn't really enjoy the beach, but here it is. It was still beautiful. We still went to see how beautiful the beaches are, but it was pretty terrible weather. So that was a little bit disappointing, but that happens when you're in the tropics, so you're going to have weather. But we did have some time to go around the port area where they have shops and other things that you can explore and do things if you necessarily don't have an excursion to do. Overall, I would say that the cruise to Bermuda was fantastic, and I would love to go again, especially since it was raining. And I think Bermuda is a very underrated cruise destination or island in general. It's very beautiful. The people are so nice. And when you think of tropics, you don't think of Bermuda a lot, but it's so great. And I think everyone should take an advantage and get there as they can. I would think the easiest way is a cruise ship like we did. Norwegian has a lot of connections with Bermuda, so they have their own ferry boat that's free for Norwegian cruise passengers. You can take Royal Caribbean, but other cruise lines also go there as well. I think everyone should take at least one cruise or trip to Bermuda. It's so wonderful. It's so nice. And we had a great time and we would love to go back. Thank you for watching our video and we'll catch you in the next one.